Crewton Ramone's House of Math. I've been meaning to make this video for quite some time. It looks like we were just playing and building stuff. You can see that we've got rocket ships here, and we've got a space battle going on. What does this have to do with math, and how are they learning math? Well, let's see here. Let's start with the gun turret. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 cube, and there is a cube right there, is 27. 9, 18, 27. Oh, but wait, there's a 5 sticking out as in the gun turret. So let's see, 5 is 2 more than 3, which is pretty clear, but you point that out, or maybe you don't even need to point that out. The subconscious mind will pick it up, that a 5 is 3 and 2 more. Here's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Here is, how many 7s? 2. How much is 7 and 7? 14. 40 and 40. There's 80. Here's a nice ordination pile here, but that's of course the tail fin of our rocket ship. And we can see that 6 is the same as 3 of those. If you line them up, you can see there's 1, there's 2, there's 3 of them. And of course, the ordination is good. Over here we have these rockets, right? These rocket ships or spacecraft, and I think they're pretty well made actually. And we can count the 4s. Each one of them has 16. 2 5s is a 10, etc. When you're playing, playing and counting and building is fun, and they learn all kinds of math while they're playing around here. Multiplication and addition, and what they call, what's currently taught as number and number sense. Also, you can see that earlier, before this lesson, and built right on top of it, it was a lesson on, we did some calculus ahead of this. This was with different students. These were younger students that built this stuff, and an older student had been there before this. And you can see the dy dx and so forth. The idea is that when you are playing and building, the students enjoy themselves, right? We also noticed that 40 and 60 is 100, and we had just stacked them on top of each other. So there's 200 right here. And one of the exercises you can make them do is count up how many of these units made up this whole rocket ship. Same thing with this one over here. You can count up the units, and it's usually easier to count by groups, right? So you can see, oh, we've got 4 4s, 2 10s, etc. And then these are supposed to be, these are actually missiles coming out, right? These are the shots coming out at the bigger ship. And then of course the funnest part is breaking it apart and then building it over again. But the idea is you sit and play with your kids building stuff, and they learn math, especially when they're 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. These kids were, the child that built this was about 8 at the time, if I recall correctly. Now, the idea is that we play blocks and they learn math. Much better than worksheets, much better than doing workbooks and pages and workbooks over and over again, right? Because when we count, and we can count here, look, we've gone all the way to 27 here, we've got 9 3s there. And with other buildings and things that we build, we can count 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 24, 28, 32, 36 4s count for you, singing and playing as we build. And if we count all the 2s, how many 2s in the table? Well, and you can't see them all because there's some of them are hiding here. But beyond just these guys, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. If you look back here, there's 16. I believe there's another one over there, 18, 20. 22. Look, we've got 11 2s, and we're counting, and I think there's a couple more back there too that you can't see in the picture. Counting by by blocks, and if there were more 7s, we'd count the 7s, and so on, depending on what they built. We built pirate ships and all manner of fun things using blocks, and the kids get to use their imagination and have fun, and it's their lesson. Right? They feel like it's their lesson. I'm not teaching them math per se. What I've done is tricked their parents into paying me to play blocks with their kids. But while I play blocks with them, they learn all manner of mathematical concepts. Even something as simple as 3 needs what to be 5, right? Just here, right? So there's simple algebra. 3 plus x equals 5. Solve for x. Well, obviously it's 2. Nothing threatening about it. And don't even have blocks. I mean, excuse me, don't even have symbols or paper and pencil. It's oral, and we talk about it. And then when they actually see it on paper, it's a gimme. It's easy. It's nothing hard, non-threatening. Algebra is easy. Multiplication is easy. And the idea is their attitude toward math is that math is fun. And it is fun if you let it. Turning up the volume when you're trying to do homework, most parents, especially the men, have figured out it does not work and does not help. And you will eventually turn your kids off to the mathematics completely. And all of those doors, engineering, architecture, sciences, etc., close on that same day. All right, Crewton Ramone's houseofmath.com for more. Make your math fun and easy for your children.